All right, y'all. There's a huzz. I heard that reference yesterday. My huzz from the Grinch. All right, y'all. Making spaghetti tonight. I'm talking to my daughters because I am just so surprised to hear that Adoy gets information from these people on the internet. Well, she has me as a resource. But, well, she heard. Okay, so Boom, I can receive that. She heard the girls say, what did you hear, Adoy?
That you're not supposed to cook and stop. Don't do this.
Oh, I didn't know what you wanted.
Don't do this.
Ma'am.
This is chopped. Please stop.
Okay, I'm chopped too. My hair is back in a ponytail, but just because I'm willing to be chopped doesn't mean you're willing to be chopped. Anyway.
We chose a Milky Way or any type of chocolate.
Okay.
All right, what did you hear?
I heard that you're not supposed to
I'm just going to hear your voice.
And take care of men if they're not your husband. So, like, for example, like me and that person go hiking and do enrichment things. You're not supposed to do that unless you're your husband.
Okay.
Baking together, baking for each other. Like, for example, he made some fire chicken one time, and he was like, I'm going to bring it over. And so he brought it over.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not supposed to do that unless you're your spouse.
Mm.
Like, you're not supposed to take care of people in that manner.
Okay, so I agree we're not supposed to be playing house, but something that Holy Spirit has impressed upon me strongly is men grow through women. First, what I received in a podcast I was listening today is the husbands are supposed to actually be the spiritual, will you open this for me? Are actually supposed to be the spiritual connectivity to God. But because our men are so disconnected from God, they're not. We as women have now become the spiritual head. And you know this because you see more women in church, you see women, taking care of themselves while you see men either, some of them sporadically are doing what they need to do, but most of them are either, if they are doing the work, they're being drug along until they start dragging themselves, but they're not the spearhead of this spiritual work within Christ. I'm going to have to put my phone down. All right, so women are, right or wrong, I'm really confused at how this is supposed to work. Because I honestly believe the God relationship that we know as humanity today is nowhere near God's intended relationship. Because something I recently heard was Satan never said you have to stop following God to follow me. And the reason why he would say something like that is because he wants you to distort and dilute and to contaminate the God relationship by following multiple ideologies, so no one actually knows what it looks like to have a true relationship with God, unless you partner in a relationship, but you still got to filter through, stop it. You still got to filter through generations of convoluted relationships with Christ. So that's why he's like, you don't have to stop following God to follow me. God says you have to stop following everybody to follow me, but Satan says you could continue doing whatever else you're doing, just include me. So I think we really don't know who we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to be doing as Christians in 2025. Remember, it only took 10 generations from Adam to Noah to completely corrupt humanity, so that by the time God brought the flood, humanity was so corrupt and wicked that it only took 10 generations. I believe we're like 14.7 generations away from Adam. So yeah, we're fully corrupted. But if the husband is the God, well, not the Godhead, but if the husband is the head of household in the spiritual connectivity, I believe that both genders play a role. But if the husband is responsible for training up the children and leading the family in the direction they're supposed to be going, our men aren't not being prepared for that. How does this relate to dating? This relates to dating because if a woman, hold on, yelling at dogs like I'm yelling at kids. All right, so the mom should be doing the job, but moms aren't doing the job. And women have to understand, if they're not preparing the guy that they're dating for the next woman he's going to date, no one's ever going to get a quality man. We're actually hurting each other by not going out and introducing him to different things that he has never been introduced, classing him up. First of all, the first one needs to introduce him to Christ. And that's going to be the foundation for everyone after that, because now his foundation and fundamentals are going to be built on Christian principles. All right? And so after that, we're growing and growing and growing. You are cooking with him, not necessarily for him. You're not playing house with him. But yes, you guys can have a hangout where you guys are cooking. You guys can have a hangout where you're going hiking. Have hangouts and introduce him to the things that women enjoy. Teach him how to clean his body. Teach him how to clean the house. Teach him how to do all these different things, because he's not, first of all, we're dating for marriage. So why aren't we cultivating somebody in case he does become our husband? Then we got some good goods and we know what he's capable of. Because if you have to drag his butt to any type of destination versus him being self-guided, you already know that's a waste of your time. But also what you did introduce to him, because somebody may like a drag up the hill. I don't. But you're introducing him to different things, and so now his standards are elevated. So now when he goes to the next woman, he's here instead of here. But if every woman's like, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, every woman is continuing to elevate, and our men are staying down here. But if every woman carries him, just introduce him to something new so that you guys can enjoy it together and enjoy friendship together until you guys are no longer friended, separate. But guess what? You moved him from here to here. So now he can date a woman at this level instead of a woman at this level having to drop to this level because there's no men up here. Why aren't there any men up here? Because no women are raising them up here. So unfortunately, you do have to raise his standards to the standards of a woman, which is why I'm very intentional about raising my sons. That's why you guys need to be very intentional about raising your sons, because there's no one to date, because no one is raising a man to date. No one is raising a man. 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 You know what I'm saying? And so when you meet a guy, introduce him to journaling. Why? Because writing is a gateway to communicating with God. Introduce him to the Bible. Why? Reintroduce him to reading. Why? So he can sit down and read his Bible. Introduce him to discipline. Introduce him to all the things that you do, not because this is my husband, because y'all are like, well, I invested this time in him, so I need to stay with him. No, let that man go, but grow him. Do not leave a stain. Don't leave him the same. Otherwise, you're hurting yourselves, because the man that somebody helps could be your future husband. But when you get with your future husband, if nobody helped him, he's way down here. That's who God intended for you to be with. But every woman he encountered didn't do nothing with him, didn't teach him nothing. His mama didn't teach him nothing. So your husband's way down there. Somebody's husband's way down there, because ain't nobody looking out for each other. That's my opinion.